Hi, and welcome to Ufta Collecta. Today we're going to be opening 6 boxes that I have from Breyer, and they are mystery boxes. Inside each box contains a different model, 3 variations, so hopefully with 6 of them we get one of each. The mold we are receiving are going to be the Wahoo King. It was debuted in 2000, and C.M. Herndon, I believe I'm saying that right, is the one who actually molded this sculpt. These are from the Collector Club for 2025. They are the Freedom Series / Classic Gambler's Choice. So you purchase and then you get one of 3 variations, or like me, you get 6 of them and hopefully get one of all 3. In the end here, I more than likely won't be keeping all of these. I do have an eBay store, so I like to, with my collecting, I buy things, keep them for the time frame that I enjoy them, and then I pass them along to someone else at a reasonable price. So on this mold, start opening this first one. On this mold, like I said, there's 3 variations that we can get. You're really not supposed to open these with sharp objects. It actually tells you not to, but we're gonna risk it. There is really only like 4 ever been painted and sold on this mold. There is the original Wahoo King that was in 2000, and he was a pinto, and he came with a calf because it's supposed to be like a kind of a roping barrel stock horse model. Then I believe it was like roughly 2000 if I remember right. There was a buckskin called Hot Shot that then came with a barrel racing barrel, and then there's 2 that were like the same. They were both bay. They just came in different sets. One came with only a calf like the original Hot Shot did, and then one came with a rider and tack. So the first one that we got is the Pinto. So we'll open him up. So yeah, 4, and then the 3 variations hopefully we'll get through today will be like 7 variations, well, 6 variations since the 2 are the same color on this mold. Oh my gosh, he is so pretty. I don't know how this part works. I haven't seen this mold in person before, but I was very excited to see kind of a more gaming style. I think we can leave it on for showing at least. Gaming style model. So I honestly am not 100% sure. I think this is a buckskin pinto because he's got the dorsal stripe here, but he's also got the I can't say the word, garula. Sorry if you know that word and I don't. Striping, but I think buckskin or dun, one of the 2 has those, but was he a garula pinto? Garula, whatever. All right, I went to the Breyer store and I fact-checked myself really quick. He is a Gruya, is how you say it, or Grula. Gruya? I think Grula is how I've heard it. Grula Tobiano Pinto. And he does have the primitive markings. So, yeah. Now we know. And his name is Rambler. I don't think I said that at all yet. But all of them are going to be on this mold. We are just hoping for one of 3 colors, which is the Grula Tobiano, oh my goodness, Grula Tobiano Pinto, or the Semi-Leopard Abbey, or the Dapple Gray. We're just hoping for one of each. So grab one from the top, and we'll start on the next one. Let's roll the dice for try number 2. White on this one again. Nope, he's definitely different. Okay, so perfect. You're 2/3 of the way there. So this is gonna be the dapple gray. He is pretty too. So there is, this one's kind of, no, they don't want to come off. There is like a little bit of a stand in there to help them stand because they do have the 2 legs, 4 legs off the ground there. So here is our glossy Dapple Bay. And we can look at them really close at the end when we get, hopefully, one of each. Let's go, 3 for 3, huh? So here is box number 3. And last year for this Gambler model, we had a polo pony, which was also cool, but like I'm way more into like stock type breeds, draft breeds when it comes to my collection, so they weren't really for me, but still super fun to get and see which one you're gonna get. Okay. We have another chestnut. Oh my gosh, I said it again. Where's my note on how to phonetically say this? Grula Tobiano Pinto. So before we compare them at the end, I'm gonna leave him in his packaging for right now. Right, we need the Appy. The Appy's the only one left that we need. And we got 3 boxes left. Hopefully our chances are good. Someone who's really smart at math and wants to actually factor that in. We're halfway there. This one is, oh no! We have another gray, which is okay. Like I said, they're gorgeous. I am not upset with any of these. Honestly, they're so pretty. In the end, if I don't get to keep all of them, then I get money back, hopefully. And then, box number 4. Oop. I'm not good at this with the scissors. Oh, we got him. Thank goodness. Now, whatever comes out of this box, we're happy with. Isn't he pretty? This is the semi-leopard Appy, which I'm not sure why he's semi-leopard. I guess his face isn't leopard, I suppose, now that we took off the deal. Usually what I'd see or consider a semi-leopard is, tape his face. Half the body, but he is kind of a little less leopard in the front, and he is definitely like a red color. So pretty. These guys are all so pretty this year. I was really excited to see this model. And these are, again, in the Freedom scale, so they are not a traditional scale. All right, I see because the pain of watching me try to run the scissors and cut it open ahead of time. Actually, I kind of just forgot to start the camera back up. Sorry. So, here is our last one. We have got another Pinto. How exciting! So I will unbox or untape the 3 that I didn't do and set them all up here in a nice little line. And I'll pick out the one. I'm going to keep the Appy because I only got one of them, and I'll pick out the other 2 which ones I'm going to keep. All right, I have all our Ramblers set out here. I took the hoof plastic off of these 2 because these are for sure the 2 that I'm going to keep. Overall, this one has a little bit less flaws. There is kind of one there and both of his hips here, but this one has a lot more splattering on there. And I do know now, hopefully, maybe I can't do it now. I did it before. I don't know if they're supposed to come out, but it did come out. There. His little foot peg. Because otherwise, you know, they kind of, I mean, can stand on their own, but they're definitely a little bit downhill, but it does work. So we'll stick his little, maybe we'll stick it back in. I don't want to break it off in there either, so I'm not going to play with it too much, but now that I took it out, it's got to go back in. That's not in there yet. It'll work for now. It's not exactly back in yet. And then, of course, the Appy that we're keeping, because we only have one of him. But I cannot decide on the Pintos. I looked them over really close, and none of them have like a perfect paint job. This is definitely the darkest one, which is usually my favorable when it comes to shades of tan brown, whatever you want to call him, kind of the buckskin shade. This one has the more primitive markings, which again is usually more favored for me, but he does have, let's see if I can get the camera to pick it up with the gloss on him. There, you can kind of see it right there on the tip of his nose. A bit of a scuff, which is kind of making me lean towards not him. And he also has this spot right here on his hip. This one definitely has the nicest paint, but I don't like his face. I think his eyes look weird. I don't know, that's just me. You can have a totally different opinion, that's just fine. Again, these are completely my own opinions. I'm not trying to persuade you or dissuade you in any way. So I think even though this one has like the nicest paint job, he's kind of out because he is so much lighter than the other two, and I'm just not a fan of that, which then circles back to the darker one, because that's usually my more favorite, but his primitive markings are practically non-existent. So we're gonna have to sit on those guys for a little bit longer before I officially make a decision. I'll probably just leave them kind of lined up on a shelf. And I don't know, I'm starting to come around to the lighter colored one, but again, when I look at them all from like the side, like how they would be displayed, I don't like his face that much. I don't know if the camera is, it's nothing really in particular, I just don't like it. I don't know. You know, some things you like, some things you don't. But yeah, I think I'm gonna have to just sit on those guys for a little bit longer just to decide which one I want, but I do know I am not going to keep this gray. Like I said, he has, and it's hard to see in the camera with the gloss. I'll see if I can zoom it in maybe a little bit and show some of it. It's really not picking it up yet either, but if you can kind of see up here, he's got some flaws. I don't like this side of his dabbling either. Again, that's just my opinion. I like the more full, and it's very hard to see in this light. Oh my goodness, let me try maybe, where's the thing? Turning the light down a little bit so you can kind of see his dabbling. And then his dabbling, he's really got just like one very bold line, and I like the more universal. Okay, it's really not showing up super good. They are very dappled. It's not showing up the best in my camera, sorry, but they are all the way dappled all the way through. And then there's some spots in here on him, and again on his rear. Just overall, oh my goodness, whoops, well, at least it was the one I was keeping. Now he's got a flaw on his face, just kidding. But yeah, he does have a bump on his rump there, and then one speck on his neck. And that's really all I could find on this guy for like big things, which is why I think I'm gonna end up keeping this guy. Let me zoom it back out so we can actually see some. Well, I guess, I don't know, we can look at the Appies a little closer. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm sitting, struggling to decide between these three. So I have left their little hoof coverings on for now. until I make the decision. If you want to throw in your opinion, I would love to hear it. Which one would you keep? I really think I'm leaning on the middle one, even though he has the least primitive stripes, which is kind of what I really like. I like that. But I like his coloring the best overall, and I like the way his face looks the best overall. So I don't know. Let me know your opinions if you have one. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good one. Bye.